And we are live. How's it going, everyone? It is the final day of the first season. We're about 8 episodes into Traders to Gamers, and we'll be concluding off the MoBox season. I will say we didn't progress quite as far as I would have liked, but we'll see if we can't sneak onto the leaderboard today. We did do some minor upgrades last stream and are kind of inching right out of the bottom leaderboard spots. So I'll jump right into the game. How's everyone doing? Awesome. So just getting in, I'm going to go through and just do the typical grinding here that I always do. It looks like, one second, we have 10 hours left on the season. For some reason, I did not earn any skill or gear production points for some reason. Not sure why that happened. So that's kind of unfortunate. Don't have too many upgrades we'll be able to do. So today might just be some short leaderboard grind, seeing if we can make it up at the bottom of the leaderboard, because I do not have too much kind of upkeep to do. The main thing would just be checking out the leaderboard here, seeing what our goal is for the day. So only 10 hours left in the season. I probably will jump on a couple more times before the season ends, if it makes sense to do so. But we'll see where we can't finish today. So we need about 1857 trophies to even land on the leaderboard. We've definitely spent much more than 8 MoBox here, so it doesn't look like we will be recouping our investment, but you never know. I'm just going to jump in and we'll get right into the battles here. Awesome. First battle of the day. Let's see how it goes. We need about a couple hundred trophies. Not going to lie, we haven't been quite that successful in the leaderboard to date, so I don't have any high hopes, but you never know. And as usual, anything market, crypto, DeFi related, feel free to toss it in chat. I'm also curious if you guys are playing any other GameFi games. I will personally be scrolling a bit through Twitter here, and if I see anything interesting, I will pull it up for you guys. We did get our first win of the day, so not off to a bad start, but we'll see if we get any follow through here. Alrighty, looks like we're having our first bit of difficulties here. Lost nearly all of our mercenaries, so that's definitely not a good sign. And down we go. So 1-1 on the day. It already looks like it's going to be rough. I would not be surprised if we don't even land on the leaderboard, unfortunately. Which isn't the end of the world. We did learn a bit from this series. And there's always next week to get right back at it. So we'll see how this stream ends up going. How's it going, Phil on tour? Yeah, that's a great question there. So I know we did have some coverage on Elamon a little bit, and I did see that announcement with Corsair. I think it's massive to see these GameFi protocols teaming up with gaming companies. I think that's a great way to get into the gaming market. Um, I'm not 100% sound on what Elamon is building. I actually haven't even messed around with the platform at all, but now that there's a lot more buzz around it, I definitely need to check out the platform. And seeing the Corsair partnership really goes ahead and solidifies these things. Another good example of this I've seen is actually the Aurora GameFi project on Solana partnered with TSM. So I think it's really important and also a really good sign that they're kind of these play to earn games are finding a way to pierce into mainstream gaming, which is going to be needed if we want mass adoption. So definitely a great sign there, in short. Looks like we might be able to scoop up another win here. I'm curious, Phil and Tor, what are your personal thoughts on Elamon? It sounds like you might know a little bit more about it than me. Looks like we got a nice drawn out battle here, but pulling away. Just need one more hit, and there we go. Jump right into the next battle here. You guys probably can't hear me too well. This probably works a little bit better. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I also think that's another really good point. A lot of these games are taking a while to come out. And I wouldn't expect this market hype to be here, or at least this high forever. I do think GameFi will ramp up quarter four, quarter one, but I don't know how long the space can kind of stay this hyped up about it. But definitely in the midterm, the next couple quarters here, GameFi looks like it'll be extremely hot. So that's kind of the Corsair partnership giving testament to itself, right? You found Elamon through the Corsair partnership. This partnership is just getting started, so it sounds like a ton more people will be finding the game because of those exact reasons. Looks like we are struggling a bit with the climb. Stuck right below 1,600 trophies about, which is not the greatest sign here for us. It may be an early and sad stream, but we're going to try our best. Did go down in this battle, so now we're definitely below 1,500 trophies, but we'll just keep jumping in. You never know. Maybe we go on a 10-win streak and sneak into the leaderboard. Something that is pretty exciting that is coming up this week is on the 27th of October, so Wednesday. I will be speaking at the Zen Finance Hackathon. This is a really cool event, and I will just be touching on the growth of blockchain and specifically DeFi in Africa, as well as the growth of BSC news and kind of everything that's going on in DeFi and what we have seen from the standpoint of BSC news that's going on in Africa. This will be a great presentation for young entrepreneurs like myself and just joining in and learning a little bit about myself and also how big of a deal DeFi is in Africa, because it definitely has a lot to show there. So this will be something that is live streamed via Zen on Wednesday. So definitely check this tweet out if you're interested. And then I will also be having a recap posted on our YouTube. So if you don't make it to the live, no worries. There will definitely be a recording. Let me jump into this next battle here. Phil on Tours saying he hopes for some more game genre adaptation. I love strategy games. Yeah, I think by 2022, 2023, we'll definitely start seeing a lot of AAA games or very high quality games adopting in-game economies, some sort of play to earn mechanisms. I'm not sure if we'll see anything crazy this cycle around, but I think maybe we'll get some really big announcements and people will definitely start building some cool stuff come early 2022, late 2022. So that'll really be exciting for GameFi once we have really big players in the space. How's it going, Limbo? Nice to see you back. It does not look too hot. We are at 1580 trophies. We need about 1800 trophies to land on the leaderboard, and we only have 9 battles. In short, I don't think we're making the leaderboard this time around. So we have a lot to learn. I'm not quite sure what we'll do next season around. Hopefully I can get a representative from MoBox on. They can point us in the right direction. And then also just restarting the series with a little bit more of the knowledge I know. So that could help out. Yeah, so what platforms am I talking about? So for specifically GameFi, this is tough, right? Because if you have a real AAA game running on your blockchain, you're going to need a lot of transactions. If you're going to have hundreds of thousands of players doing tons of microtransactions, I think it needs to be done on a hyper scalable chain. And what shows the most promise so far is Solana. So specifically for GameFi, I've been focused a bit towards Solana because I think it makes sense that, okay, you need a ton of transactions to run on this chain. And Solana looks like it has the best, somewhere around 40 to 50,000 transactions per second. I personally am highly invested and interested in the Aurora project. They have the NFT collection. They just launched their Ori token, and gameplay is coming out near the end of the year. That's kind of one of my go-to GameFi games. Other than that, on the Binance Smart Chain, I think MoBox is great. They have an amazing system figured out where they don't need a million microtransactions going at once. They have a working product and it's fun. So those are like my two kind of main focuses for GameFi. And so in short, I think BSC and Solana are the leading chains for GameFi currently. I see you did mention Cardano. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens there with Cardano. I personally haven't been keeping up with it too much. And my main thing on Cardano is they just don't have any products out, any DApps out, or a lot of TVL. So I'm just waiting for something to actually start building on there. And until they do that, I'm kind of regarding Cardano as a bit behind all these other layer one DeFi networks. Not to say that once Cardano deploys, it's not going to be great, but so far they are a bit behind, and I've seen they've had some hiccups. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Cardano. Currently, I think Solana and BSC are in amazing spots alongside all the other chains, right? Terra, Phantom, Avalanche are all in amazing positions as well. I think all of these chains see some good performance here. All right, jumping into a battle here. Sorry about that, guys. Just addressing a couple things here. We did catch the win, but we're running out of battles here. So we'd have to win all of these battles pretty much if we want any sort of chance of getting on the leaderboard. Oh yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense, right? We're also seeing something similar with that with the Ronin chain and Axie. Axie has its own chain that allows all these microtransactions to be done. So having a dedicated parachain, I didn't even think about that. That can definitely be something where a big game just comes and grabs a parachain and doesn't have to worry about a lot of these scaling issues. So yeah, I haven't even thought about that. That's an amazing point. We did get another win there. Let's see if we can't sneak into 1,700 trophies. That would still be kind of cool. But yeah, overall, I think early 2020 or early 2022 is going to be massive for GameFi. I would just be careful. The market is already showing signs of it being frothy. A lot of these games, just being quite frank, I don't know how long they'll be around, but there's definitely a ton of hype coming around them, and I think the trend is not over yet. So should be exciting to see where a lot of these games are in early quarter one. Will we squeeze out the win here? No, yeah. Philanthro, that makes a ton of sense, right? Because that's pretty much what Axie does. They have their own side chain to Ethereum. So for someone to just auction up or pick up bid a parachain, that would make a ton of sense. And yeah, and that's one of my big worries for GameFi on Binance Smart Chain, right? Like in theory, one game, we kind of saw this. One game, if it's a massive game and it's actually large, it's going to clog up the blockchain. We saw it with Crypto Blades in when was that? In like May, I believe, around there. Crypto Blades was clogging up nearly all of the Binance Smart Chain. And that game was still far off a AAA title. So that's kind of one of my big caveats for GameFi. But if Ethereum's able to set up like something like the Ronin sidechain, which I'm not too familiar with, there's no reason why Binance Smart Chain, who's also EVM compatible, can't do something similar. So not to say there isn't workarounds. There's just general concerns that do hold some weight. Awesome. Squeeze out a win there. We only have 2 battles left. It's not looking hot at all. Let's see if we can at least win these last 2 and get 1,700 trophies. and see where we're at on the leaderboard. I do have some MBox to spend, but it doesn't really seem like it's going to be worth it. It seems like it's more worthwhile to just wait and spend them next season. But let's see how these two battles end up. We do catch the win here. Nice squeezing right over 1,700 trophies. Let's keep the win streak going, and we might have some sort of promise here. Looks like we're taking some pretty significant damage here. We'll see if our heal can't help us out. Nice. Back up to full health. I would like to see some nice damage come down from our slam and gunfire crocodiles, but we keep missing, which is unfortunate. Yeah, exactly, Philantor. And I think a big thing here, right, is the scaling can be figured out. I think more importantly, once big AAA games start building and incorporating microtransactions, play to earn, and kind of real world economies into their games, I think that's when the real avalanche of users comes. And then there's no choice but to figure out the scaling, whether that means maybe there's only one big GameFi game per blockchain, or there's certain scaling solutions, things like parachains and side chains, solely dedicated to these games. But I'm pretty sure that a solution will be found there. And I think the main thing holding back GameFi right now is just uncertainty and regulation, right? What is our NFT securities, our token securities? And I think that is what is shying away a lot of big companies. So once that gets kind of cleared up and regulation is more clear around what's going on, I think that's when we'll start seeing game or big developers, big studios step into the space. So unfortunately, guys, we are out of battles for the day. So this wasn't too exciting at all. We're finishing the leaderboard at 529 with no rewards. There's 10 hours left on the season. I may jump in and just use up my remaining battles. It does not sound like I will make it into the leaderboard, though. With that being said, we're just getting started on the series, right? There's still 3 more weeks left to go. We actually have a very special guest coming on tomorrow. Sammy from the Binance Smart Chain community will be joining us to talk about the GameFi sector as a whole, and what is going on in the space. And we'll also just be kicking off the new series with some gameplay on potentially Block Brawler or Token Master. I haven't figured that out yet. And Sammy will join us. Hopefully we can get some sort of giveaway set up this week as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It also sounds like we may have the MoBox CEO or a MoBox representative jump on a call with us sometime later this week as well. So tons of exciting guests. And maybe this will help us out kind of progressing in the next season. As you can see, only 10 hours left here. And then we get to start all over again. So I can pick a different character here. So that'll definitely be exciting. And other than that, we'll just kind of move forward, roll with the punches. We did spend about close to $150, $200 on this season and came out with nothing. So I mean, it happens. It's interesting to know that you do have to put some thought and have some sort of skill for at least the play to earn strategy I invoked. I did do something that was a little bit more high risk, rented out the Momos instead of bought them, and just tried to grind the leaderboard. But I think I learned a lot this season, and we'll be able to come back at it. We have 3 weeks left in this game. There's no way I don't get some type of earning rewards by the end. So stay tuned. it's a learning experience. And I think the most important thing about this, right, is you get to learn about the games with me. And if you do find something where I end up having a winning strategy, it kind of takes out a lot of the risk for you because I'm up here experimenting, having fun with you guys. So it's not the end of the world that the first season doesn't work out, because we learned something. Hopefully the viewers more so probably learned what not to do as of what to do. But overall, I'm glad that people are finding this enjoyable, taking information for it. Um, and yeah, Phil and Tour, this will be something that we do moving forward now for the rest of time. So even once we finish up with MoBox, we'll jump on over to another game. Something I'm excited for that'll probably be closer to December is maybe even jumping into the Aurora game on Solana that I was talking about earlier. Other than that, guys, this is a short stream, about half the time as it usually is. If you were enjoying the content and want to see some more, we have an entire playlist of these videos, so be sure to drop into there. DeFi Direct also has a plethora of other videos on Binance Smart Chain projects, tons of interviews, also just starting to build out some Solana content. So in short, guys, please go ahead and subscribe, set notifications, because there's going to be a handful of streams this week, somewhere upwards of 6 to 10 streams. We'll probably have 3 to 8 guests going. We also have a BSC News NFT Summit with some prominent Binance Smart Chain NFT projects. Just off the top of my head, Ape Swap will be there, Refinable, NFTB, Dago Finance, and someone from the Binance Smart Chain community as well. So please go ahead and subscribe. Like this video in particular. It really helps kind of get more people, more eyes on the series. And the more people watching, the cooler things we can end up doing. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm a little bit sad we couldn't get on the leaderboard, but we have 3 more weeks to figure it out. And I'm sure we will get some sort of progress here this next week. So peace out, everyone. Thank you, Phil and Tour, for tuning in. And